Hello everyone, JRDeal96 here with a brand new reaction. As you can tell by the title, it's another Jacksepticeye video, and this one caught my attention. So I guess he decided to do like another personality test. Like he did one last year of the same test that he took like 3 years prior to that. So I don't think this is the same test as before, but I'm pretty sure this is a completely different test. But I was curious on like what his results will be, so I might as well just get right into it and see what happens. So without further ado, let's react to this video, shall we?
Hi!
Hi.
I didn't see you there coming into my house like that. When did you get here? Have you been here the entire time? Just waiting for my next upload? That's so bizarrely of you to do. Why
Bizarrely of you to do so.
You know you can go off and take a break, Ray. You don't have to be here all the time. But appreciate you nonetheless. You know what that shows? It shows that you have a good personality.
More or less dedication.
Oh, it's a personality test. I've put
for God's
myself out on the line before. I've shown off my color blindness. We've done hearing tests. I've done personality tests in the past. Morality tests. I got analyzed by a speech expert, a body expert analyst.
Body language expert.
I've been judged harshly by the internet for many, many, many years. I'm very comfortable in my skin now because I've grown it several layers thicker over the years because the internet's a harsh place. So we're going to find out what type of personality I've gotten out of all of this. See if it's changed at all. Today we're doing the Enneagram personality test, which I don't think I've done this one before, and if I have, I apologize. I'm probably doing it again. I've done a lot of videos. I think I did, this one, the Myers-Briggs personality test before, where we got an ENFJ. I got that the first time, so what did I get here? Was it ENFPA? So apparently something changed. Extroversion, intuition, feeling, and perceiving. That's what I'm known as. That's what they call me, Mr. Intuition. So I want to take this one to see if it aligns with it or not, or see if it's any different or not. Who knows? It's all just for fun. I don't know how absolutely accurate these things really are. But this one was brought to my attention by Lily Pichu. We were talking about it a little bit. So I wanted to take it. All right, let's start it. Everybody ready? I strive for perfection. Not really. A little bit, but
I'm in the middle.
To be helpful to others. Yeah, it is important to me that other people like me.
I do as
I want
much
to get
as I
along
can.
with people, and I am a YouTuber, so it's important that people like the things that I'm doing. It's important for me to achieve great things. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit for me too.
Stuff. I make more significant contributions than the average person. We have done a lot of charity stuff, so yeah. I feel my emotions very deeply. Hell yes! God, I'll cry at a nice piece of animation or music. Or if I just see somebody walking down the street and they look happy, I'm like, I'm so happy for them! I guess that other people will never truly understand me. Not really, because I feel like I'm very good at explaining my emotions. I think deeply about things, yeah. I'm prepared for any disaster. No! Seek out experiences that I know will make me feel happy or excited. Yes, I like being happy and excited. I like doing cool things. I like when I'm just a kid getting to live out my life to its fullest. It's super fun. I see the positive in every situation. I try to. I'm not afraid to tell someone when I think they are wrong. I mean, every now and then I will, depending on how wrong it is. But if it's like somebody's just wrong about a little thing, I'll just let it slide. I'll let other people make the decisions. That's a 50-50.
That's 50-50.
I appreciate having rules that people are expected to follow. No. I'm more of a like go with the flow kind of guy. I mean, that depends on the rules. Are we talking about laws? Like, I'm not into like murder. I'm concerned about security more than anything else. No. I think a lot about what will happen in the future. Yes. Well, maybe not that much. I don't fit in with ordinary people. No. I think one of my strongest traits as a person is my adaptability to social situations. I feel like I blend well with groups, and I feel like I can match the energy of a room very well.
I don't know how I can
and the humor and the body language that's happening. I don't know how I would do that. I don't upset the space too much. I always finish my chores. Nope.
No.
I'm always trying to be a better person. Yes.
Yes.
I definitely try to be. Do we succeed all the time? No.
No.
I check carefully for mistakes and errors. depends.
When it comes to video making, I try to look for,
like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about, like, making a video? Or are we talking about moral
when it comes to, like, the ego videos, I try to keep continuity going. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to have, like, a, mistake in videos. I want to
but I don't want to be, like, the most important. Like, I want to feel like my
I don't really feel that
has
way,
validity to it, and because I'm an extrovert,
but I try to look for,
because
make sure the continuity is going. Like, for example, that whiskey
and then make
in one of them.
Laugh, and then be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I kept it on the island, so...
COVID is crushing.
And then
it's
the
important
glass
for me to be
on the
successful.
floor.
It wasn't always, but now that I've started doing YouTube, yes, I would have been down here before I started YouTube. But now that I make videos, I have clothing lines, I have a coffee company that I want to do very well. Like, success is important to me in those regards.
Yeah.
I often feel overtaken by my emotions. Yes. Don't put a sad movie in front of me or I'll be broken all day. I'm good at seeing the bright side of things when others complain. Yeah. I feel like I can, well, it depends. And some people don't want to hear a bright side of things. Sometimes people just want to complain and vent at you, and that's totally fine, and I get that.
Everybody does
I do not
that.
hesitate to call people out when they are behaving badly. Do I hesitate? Sometimes. See, this
sometimes
is a
I
tricky
do.
one, because as a
Sometimes.
person of influence, you can't really
Because
call
I'm
out
just
people for
afraid of,
behaving
like,
badly.
the backlash
Then it turns
from,
into
their
fucking
friends
garbage.
and stuff.
People want to turn it into drama.
Yeah, people want to be
and clip it
absolute
and
pieces
then
of shit
put it all
and
over
ruin
be like,
someone's
Jacksepticeye
birthday like
thoughts
myself.
on what that dog did on Instagram. Like, I don't want
Yeah,
that.
for
so
Christ's sake, come on.
People should follow the rules instead of doing what they feel like doing. Nah, I've never been a rule follower. I like living in the moment. I'm spontaneous. My brain is scattered all over the place. I can clearly visualize what could happen in the future. Oh yeah, I'm a dreamer, baby. My imagination will go wild. Average people often find me a bit weird.
Yeah. I kind of feel that way a little bit.
What's an average person? I don't know what
To
that
me,
means.
some people
I spend
see
time trying to
that.
discover and correct my faults and weaknesses. Yeah, more of a personality type of thing. Like, my faults and weaknesses, not as like an entertainer, or not in my job, or not in any sort of like practical aspect, but I have spent a lot of time trying to overcome things that I feel like are faults and weaknesses in here.
In your mind.
And
mentally.
Hold myself to high standards? No.
No, definitely not.
A caretaker? Yeah. That's been one of my problems over the years, is that I'm like, let me fix you. If I'm honest, I feel like that I am a bit better than other people. Not really.
I don't really
think I
see
have
that
a cool
from me
job and
or
I
him.
do cool stuff, but I don't think that that makes me better.
I'm pretty sure he's like a down-to-earth
anybody else.
person.
Alright, we're halfway, baby. It's important to me to prepare for any emergency. Not really. I'm not prepared for anything. I distract myself from any sad feelings that arise. No. Feel the sad. You learn
try
from it.
to.
You grow from it. And sometimes it's nice to feel sad. Sad can
I
be a
try
negative
to
thing
if it gets
so many
too
people.
bad for me.
But do you ever just be in the moment and you want to feel sad? Because it's kind of cathartic to get that out of your system. Like, live in the moment, feel the sadness. And then when you move past it, it's like, man, I'm glad I felt that. I am an unusually unique person. I don't see... These things can be so vague, because technically the position I'm in, I'm an Irishman who is the most subscribed YouTube channel in Ireland, doing video games and variety content on his channel, where I just scream at things, and I have a coffee company, and like, I don't think there's too many people like me. So I feel like, yeah, I probably am a pretty unique person.
I think so.
First, my responsibilities and my duties. I'd be a bit neutral on that.
Yeah, I would be that too.
More productive or better at what I do.
Well, I am the opposite of that.
Stuff about stoicism.
Like, I try to read as much as I try to read certain things.
Like it.
But
anything got to do with philosophy.
I'm not that. I don't
it's been
really
really good
read
for my
that
brain,
much.
and it's helped me a lot. And I figured out that I actually really love philosophy. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do things right. Yeah, it's
I
kind
do
of a problem
too.
that I have, that I end up thinking of these really big ideas that I want to do, and these really high concept things that I want to do.
Absolutely.
But then I defeat myself from doing them before even trying them, because I think that I'm not going to do it well. Or I'm not going to have the resources to be able to do it.
Yes, I feel that same way too with some ego videos. I feel that the same way. I really do too, Sean. I really feel the same
in an
way.
effort to make a good impression on other people. Yeah. I don't like being the dominating force in a social interaction or in a relationship. I don't need to feel like I'm better than somebody, or I have a higher
I don't
power
want to
than
feel that
them,
way either.
or a lower power than them. I just like matching people's energy. I set ambitious goals for myself. Yeah,
I do
succeed
a
in all
little
of
bit.
them. Not always. I'm
Not
an
always.
important member of my social groups. I can describe my
Kinda.
emotions in a lot of depth and detail. Absolutely.
I don't know if I
100%.
could.
I often feel like an outsider. Nah. I find my
kinda feel like
mind to be a
myself,
very
too.
interesting place. I'm gonna go neutral on that. As I live for what I believe in, even if it upsets other people. Yeah. Again, I don't think I always was that way because I had a very hard time believing in my own opinions, like doubling down on my own opinions. And that's the thing, everybody has an opinion.
Well, the
Yours
problem
are
is,
no more
if you
valid or
express
right
that
than somebody
opinion,
else's.
you get people
I'm
upset.
willing to change
You trigger
those opinions
people.
if somebody brings a more appealing argument or a more appealing side of things or changes my mind on something. But I do
sad.
value my own opinions more than I ever have before, because I feel like if I'm changing my opinions based on what other people are saying all the time just to try and appease them, then I've nothing for myself. Then I'm not kind of like believing in myself, and I don't really have a personality of myself. I just have bits and pieces of what everybody else is saying. I'm often looking ahead toward what is coming next. To a fault, sometimes.
Yeah, to some, I try to, and then a lot of bad luck happens to me.
It might be just something really easy, like, oh, I'm going to the doctor for a checkup in 2 weeks. But my entire life is based around that next thing happening. Because everything in my life is building up to this next event that is happening. And I get very overwhelmed by over-organization and planning too many things ahead and realizing that there's so much other stuff going on, because it confuses my brain and it gets very overloading and very overstimulating. And I just can't deal with it.
I can see.
In a lot of ways, yeah, I'm looking... Actually, I'll agree big on that one. All right, last page. I make important contributions to my community? Yes. I think that this channel and what we've done here and the things that I've done over the years are definitely an important contribution. Like I said, charity initiatives have been such a huge, important aspect of the channel, and I feel like those are incredible contributions to this community and the world at large. So I'm very proud of that. So yeah, I really have strong emotions. Inaccurate.
Really?
I feel I never truly belong in social groups. Nah. I want to learn as much as I can about how the world works. Yes. I love seeing how things work. I love the machinations of things. I love how things tick. Especially people and their brains. And behaviorally, I like how people work. But I like the sort of sciences in how things work. Like the universe and space. And
yeah,
how
I'm
things
more
are
of a
made.
space person.
All that kind of stuff is fascinating.
I want to see how it all works.
I'm an upbeat person. Hell yeah, baby, let's go! Positively, woo!
I can tend to be usually a moody person.
These are all very like specific.
I can tend to be a moody prick sometimes. It just depends on my
moves so
mood
fucking
that
fast
day.
these days that by the time I get to anything that's actually going on,
I don't know if
other
I'm
people
that
are already making a
upbeat or
stand
down
on
to
it.
earth.
So I'll just go neutral on that one. I don't know what to answer for that. All right. Time to
results
get
are
my
in.
results. What are we going to end up as? I think this one comes out as like you're a 1 or a 2 or a 9 or something like that. So I am a 2.
Wait,
I'm
what?
a 98% match for a 2. A type 2 can be described as the giver. 2s want to be liked and find ways that they can be helpful to others so that they can be loved and belong. That's it, baby. All I want to do is get along with people. All I want to do is like hang out and have friends all together and have everyone talk about their feelings. And I want to have everybody feel good and have everyone feel listened to and make sure that I talk to as many people as I can. You know, I just want to have a good time in life, and I want other people to have that good time too. Spend a lot of time trying to figure myself out, and I feel like I'm getting better at it, so I want other people to have that ability to figure themselves out as well. I'm an 89% match for a 3. Type 3 is also known as the achiever. 3s want to be successful and admired by other people and are very conscious of their public image. Huh. Yeah, I feel like years ago I was much more a 3 than I was a 2. I feel like that these have probably flipped over time, because back when like the YouTube career was booming and everything was going well, it was just work, and I was very focused on what I was doing, and I wanted to be very successful at it and yeah, be admired by other people. I was a lot more conscious of my public image back then, not in any sort of like I'm great and you better think I'm great, but more so like, oh god, I hope I don't do anything wrong. And these days I think I've let go of that a bit more. And everyone's going to like me, and that's fine. But if I absolutely fuck up, then I want to know. 79% match for a 4. Type 4 is known as the individualist. 4s want to be unique and live life authentically and are highly attuned to their emotional experience. This is making sense. This is weird. What am I least? 47% match for a 1. Type 1 can be thought of as the perfectionist. 1s place a lot of emphasis on following the rules and doing things correctly. Yeah, that's not me. Oh, I have to unlock my report. All right, I guess I'm paying for this. All right, let's see what we've got going on. Body types are driven by instinct and are tuned into their 5 senses as a primary means of gathering information. Body types often feel their reactions in their stomach and have a gut sense for things. For body types, the core emotion is anger. I'm a 61%, an 81% match for 9. 9s are defined by a desire to live in peaceful harmony with their environment. They want a sense of balance and calm and aspire to a kind of homeostasis where nothing disturbs their inner peace. They tend to be easygoing and accepting of what is happening around them, but can become resistant and willfully oblivious when something in the environment threatens to throw them off balance. This might be the most accurate personality test I've ever taken. This is fascinating to me. My head type. I'm an 80% match for a 7. The 7s are defined by their desire to experience everything good and pleasurable that the world has to offer while avoiding pain, boredom, and limitations. Although 7s appear enthusiastic and fun-loving, deep down they have a fear of getting stuck in negative emotions. Thus, they tend to disconnect from their deeper feelings, instead focusing on their imagination and zest for life to keep them moving forward and gathering new pleasurable experiences. Didn't I answer stuff that was like, no, I like feeling my feelings deeply? I answered no to avoiding negative emotions. But this is showing like the opposite of both of the things that I answered, so that's an interesting one. I love feeling negative emotions. Every now and then you have to. How are you going to get over stuff, and how are you ever going to learn, and how are you ever going to know what true happiness is if you've never felt like the shittier emotions? My heart type is a 2, 98% match. 2s want to be liked and find ways that they can be of service to others so they can belong. They have a strong need to be affiliated with others and pursue acceptance by being kind, caring, and helpful. They are highly altruistic and empathetic and often have an intuitive sense of what other people need and want. They sometimes give too much of themselves because they're so eager to be connected with others. Oh my god.
Wow.
That is so me. Jeez, I've talked about this stuff a lot. And any of you who've seen many of these videos or many of my talks or any of these deep dives that I do kind of on personalities and myself and my emotions, this is very accurate. I had, again, this is the caregiver or the caretaker mentality that me and my therapists have talked about before, where I've tried to get better at it, and I have definitely gotten much, much better at it, not giving over too much of myself to others so I can like keep something for myself. But it definitely was a big problem in my past because I just care so much about other people and I empathize a lot and I just want other people to be doing well. But in doing that, I tend to not take care of myself as much. Ooh, let's see what my strengths and challenges are.
Sincere
and warm-hearted, shows unconditional care and support for others, sees the good in others even when they don't see it in themselves.
Ooh.
Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
Creates close and meaningful relationships with people, strives to live a good life of love, family, sharing, and friendships. Man, burps, I feel like this describes me really well. Like, all of the stuff in my life can be taken away, but I definitely still want to have a sense of, like, friendship and family and caring and closeness to people. I feel like it doesn't matter really what I'm doing in my life, as long as I have a few really good friends around me, and people that I can love and care for and be cared for alongside them and just like build each other up and have a strong emotional connection. That to me is what true happiness is in my life. And just feeling the world as it is and connecting to the earth and all of those types of things. I feel like I'm a very spiritual person in that regard, that I just want inner peace. Challenges. What are my challenges? Struggles to recognize own needs. Has trouble saying no. Yeah,
I do that. I think that's totally me that has trouble saying no.
Like, do you want to play this game with us right now? I would always say yes, regardless of what was going on in my time or in my life or in my day to day. Because I felt like if I say no, they're never going to invite me again and not be friends with me. Which is not at all how I think anymore. I've gotten very, very good at saying no because I know that I value my own time more now. And I know that if I've made any sort of lasting impact on people or if I've actually been myself, that it'll be worth them coming back and asking again. Can become overly sentimental and people-pleasing. Yeah, definitely over-sentimental.
Possessiveness.
Tends toward possessiveness.
What?
Do I? I wouldn't say that this is entirely true. I don't think I'm very possessive of things. Needs a positive return for their caregiving. 2s can become angry if their help is not appreciated for its true value. Nah, because I don't like when people do that. I don't like when people do a good thing, but they need something in return for it. I've always been a strong believer of, especially in this YouTuber and creator space, that if you're a good person, you should do good things outside of just when a camera's on, or people are aware of it, or other people can pay attention to it. I feel like the world has given me so much more than I ever asked for, so a lot of my time and a lot of my thinking is spent just trying to give back a lot now. I mean, every now and then, of course, like if I do something good for people, it's nice to hear people say, oh, thank you, that was really nice of you to do. But I don't need it. And we're just going to end this off with my top 3 personality superpowers, because I think that sounds awesome. I'm a very emotionally aware, apparently. Your emotional experience is deep and nuanced, and you are highly tuned into what you are feeling. Where others may struggle with understanding their emotions, you are typically able to describe yours clearly and in detail. Again, this isn't something you either have or don't. This is something that I took a lot of time training myself to be able to do. I wasn't always able to describe my emotions. I was always very emotionally stunted, and I had a hard time growing emotionally in my teenage years and my early 20s. And over the last 3 years, I'd say, is when my strongest emotional growth has happened. So if you're not any of these, or you want any of these, or you think, oh man, I wish I was that, it's a personality. You're not just built into this and then that's it for the rest of your life. Your personality is like a spectrum that grows and shifts and expands and changes over time, and people become so different as years go on. I'm a completely different person than when I was 20 years old. I'm even a completely different person than when I was 25 years old than I am now. And that's why I hate seeing stuff on the internet where people are like, we saw this thing from 4 years ago and we want you to address it because that's fucked up. It's like, a lot of the people who have done these things in the past usually do also think that it's fucked up. Like, I've seen some jokes that I've made in the past in videos where I'm like, oh god, what is wrong with me?
Yeah,
I don't agree
I feel
with
the
that
same way
anymore.
too when I look back at my old stuff.
People like to bring them up and try and put them in your face and say that that's who you are now, because online you exist in this bubble that there's no nuance to anything, you just are. And that's what I'm saying, these personality things change and grow and shift over time, that if you're not any of these, or you want any of these, or you're something else but don't like that, then all of this stuff changes. I'm an 18 on the optimism scale. Your dedication to a glass half full mentality keeps you going when others might give up, and gives you the courage to try things that many might see as too risky. You genuinely believe that things usually work out for the best, and with your determination to make things go your way, that is often a self-fulfilling prophecy. You gotta believe in the good things that are going to happen. Because let's face it, shit happens all the time. You're going to run into roadblocks constantly, and I've run into so many roadblocks in my life going over things, and some of them are trivial and mean nothing, and others are actual genuine things that have stunted me on my progress through life. But what I always remember is that you've gotten over them all the time. Like, you're here where you are now because you've gotten over all of the shit that life has thrown at you, and it's easy to live in the moment and be like, life is terrible and I hate it and I'm feeling so bad right now. But then a year passes and then you're somewhere else, and even if you're feeling the same thing as well, it's like, that means that this negative feeling is not as bad as you seem to think, because you're still here. You're still working through it. There's still a way to get past all of this stuff. And I think that's where my optimism comes in, because it's like, yeah, life has thrown a lot of shit at me, but here I am. And we're making videos, and we're having a good time, and I'm in the best mental state that I've ever been in. Will that last forever? Probably not. But it's all about growing and learning. And I think that aspect of life is what's always been most interesting to me, is trying to figure out things and improve and get better. And I think that's where the optimism comes in. And apparently I'm 16 on the improvement scale. Self-improvement. You see yourself as a work in progress.
I always see that
willing
in
and
myself.
motivated to learn something new. You want to understand how to be the best you can be.
I try to
in your relationships,
grow
or
and
in
adapt
your own mind.
with the world.
Absolutely, because we're all a canvas that's still being painted on all the time throughout our entire life. It's called the pursuit of happiness. It's not called, you don't get happiness and then that's it. You're done. That's not how it is. You're always in that pursuit. You're always trying to improve yourself. Even till the day I die, I will be trying to improve myself and learn and grow and change and shift and morph and evolve. And I think that that's just how everybody is. There's no end goal to your personality. There are just really nice sort of check
I've
marks
seen
that
that
I would
movie.
like to hit. To be like, okay, don't get as angry at this thing anymore, and if I do, try and check myself on it and work on it. Don't get so sad about this because it means nothing to you and you're reacting to this for a specific reason. Get over that and learn how to tackle that again, and if it happens again, just keep remembering that. Work on it. And the things that make me happy, yeah, double down on those and keep doing the things that make you happy. And
Yes.
you're going to weave and dodge in between all of these things all the time, and you're going to be happy one time and then sad. And I'm in the best mental place I said now, but next year will I be? I don't know. That's not something that you can continuously maintain. And I think it's very, very, very important to realize that you get more comfortable in your skin as you grow up and you age, but it's not always going to be perfect. Anyway, that was my Enneagram test. I had a great time being judged on the internet for what my personality is. You can go take the test for yourself if you want to, if you feel comfortable enough posting what your result was in the comments. I would love to see. Maybe divulge some information about why you think that is. Again, don't share anything too personal, please.
No,
it's
don't.
the internet. But if you want to take it, I took the one on Truity, the Enneagram personality test. I would just be curious to see where people's heads are at and what their scores are and what their personality is. And it's important to remember as well that none of these are wrong. Every single one of these things, I think, has strengths and challenges.
Yes.
And I like that they label them as challenges and not weaknesses, because they're not a weakness. They're stuff that you can work on, but they're not something that makes you bad. It said that I'm a 2, and there's a lot of stuff like, oh, you're optimistic and everything. But then there's other stuff being like, yeah, sometimes you're too agreeable and too nice, and it can lead to people walking all over me, and I don't stand my ground enough. Things like that. Like, there's ups and downs of all of these. So no matter what you get in here, answer honestly, because none of them are wrong. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below, and let me know your results. Leave a like on the video if you found it interesting, and why not subscribe as well? It's free to do so if you found any of this interesting or knowledgeable at all, or even if you just had fun watching it. But yeah, that's going to do it for me on this one. Fascinating test, and I'm glad I did it.
Interesting. Very, very interesting stuff for that, personality test that he took. Yeah, there were some questions that I kind of would agree with for myself. Like, there was like that one where he talked about if you try to, I don't know, I forgot what it was. Like, it's something about, doing stuff very ambitious. Like, you think of these ambitious ideas, and then, it was something I said related to, the ego videos, because I feel the same way about them. When I try to do these when I think of these ideas, these ego videos over time, like, I try, like, and I'm looking at some of the ones that I really want to do, and I'm like, and I feel like it's too ambitious for me. Like, I feel like it's very, like, some things can get very ambitious, and I just don't end up not doing it because of how it ends up being, What was it again? Seriously, what the hell was it? Okay. Okay. Oh, come on. Hold on. I'm gonna rewatch it slightly.
Concept things that I want to do, but then I defeat myself.
Oh yeah, I put a lot of pressure on myself. Like, what was it? I put a lot of pressure on myself to do things right. Like, when it comes to, ego videos, I want to do some of these ambitious videos, and, and I just, it's so ambitious, and it's a lot of pressure to not let anyone down, to not let anybody down or disappoint anybody. That's just, like, the fear in the back of my mind whenever I do these. Like, back then, I was like, always in the assumption, like, oh, I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna like it. But after one particular video that I ended up releasing on my birthday, I realized that not a lot of people are gonna like it, and they're gonna get upset about things, you know? So I just felt like, you know, maybe from this point forward, always keep guard, stand guard on whenever you do these. Don't, like, just feel like, you know, not a lot of people, some people might not like it, not everybody's gonna like this. And hell, I don't think, I know, deep down, I know that not a lot of people, some people don't like me. I'm not gonna please everybody, but I try to. Like, I try to please everyone that loves my content. I try to. Like, I don't know. But when it comes to ego videos, like, you know, when it becomes so, you know, ambitious, I just, you know, like, I put a lot of pressure on myself, and then I just, you know, back down from it because I'm like, I gotta find I want to wait for the right time to do it. Not always. That doesn't happen to me always, but for certain ones, you know. Let me clarify on that. When I do certain ones, like there's this one in particular, like, you know, that I want to do involving Wikipedia and him getting possibly an upgrade. And to me, that one is so ambitious. I already have like the kind of like a rough outline of that video, but the process of filming it and then, you know, putting it together and just figuring out like what to do in the video, I'm just, you know, it's so ambitious, and I really want to try to, you know, do it right and do it the way I want it to, and at the same time not, you know, let anyone down and not, you know, disappoint people. And I also want to continue that, you know, thing from last year, that one ego video from last year where I come out of the shed. I want to try to continue that, but also at the same time I'm trying to figure out how do I, you know, proceed with that. How do I, you know, approach that? So I try to look for inspiration all the time. When it comes to these ego videos, I try to look for inspiration for stuff I see from, you know, the people I follow, and, you know, also I try to, you know, look at, you know, TV and movies, television, film, and seeing, like, you know, specific, you know, moments and stuff like that, and I'm just, you know, like, you know, I try to find the inspiration that I need to make that. And, you know, it's not that easy, believe me. It could be really difficult sometimes. So I think overall, I don't really know how I would, like, you know, what I would be. Like, I don't really, like, I know about certain things about myself. Like, but, you know, I don't know everything about myself. But anyways, I think overall, it was a pretty interesting video from Sean. I'm pretty sure the next video we probably might see from him is probably from his new house. I'm not sure. Like, but he did, you know, reveal, like, his gaming setup, you know, what it looks like now, the new setup and everything. So, who knows, like, he just finished, you know, putting it together, so then he's like, now I can start filming stuff. So, good for him, but, it's gonna get hard to get used to that new look, that new setting. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's reaction. If you did, the like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Be sure to ring that bell to be part of the notification squad. Be sure to check out my Instagram because I make cool ads on Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and myself. I also do reenactments and cosplays on there, so go check it out. And be sure to check out my Tumblr and my Discord in the description as well. So until next time, JRDL96 signing out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!